Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we got a brand new event in NHL 21, the NHL Moments event. And just like the Flashbacks event that happened, I believe, 2 events ago, these are all end-game cards. We're talking about all basically the best at their position or very close to it. So if you've been saving up gold collectibles, be stoked because there is a phenomenal list of cards that you can go after in this event. So we'll break all that down. We'll break all the new sets down. The event, again, they're trying some new things throughout all of these events, which I do appreciate from EA, but they are kind of convoluted and confusing, so that's what this video is for, to help try to explain and make sure that you guys understand everything before you invest tons of coins and your cards into this event. Also, guys, before we get into the content, don't forget, my code NOSLEEVES on gfuel.com is boosted to 30% this weekend, so if you're looking to get some G Fuel, Hype Sauce is the best, Shiny Splash, Phase Berry, all fantastic. You're looking to try it, 30% off using code NOSLEEVES, so make sure you check that out. All right, guys, let's get into the content. All right, so first things first, let's break down all of the cards, and this is the same kind of event as the style icons. There isn't a lot of non-master set guys, but you can acquire the 90 Stefan Matteau a special way, and I'll explain that in a little bit, with 2 to Spark and 2 to Howitzer. Obviously, that's a great synergy combo for your fourth line. If you are able to get this card, he does help out with synergies, but you're going to use a left-handed winger that this is definitely a fourth liner just because of his speed, and his shot accuracy is not very good either, and his hand stats are all pretty rough as well. He's a pure defensive winger, which obviously is not very valuable, but he does have a great synergy combo, so there is some value in that. Then we've got the 90 Alec Martinez with 2 to Distributor and 2 to Shutdown. Again, so getting him to 90 speed, which is great on a left-handed defenseman, that's fine. His acceleration can be boosted over 90 with Spark. His slap shot power at 92 isn't bad. Without Shutdown, though, it's pretty low at 81, but 84 with the synergy activated. And 2 to a player synergy, again, I've said this for a while now, is very valuable. And then defensively, great with 94 stick checking, 91 defensive awareness, and 95 body checking, again, with Shutdown activated. Not a bad card by any stretch of the imagination, and, someone that can't afford the master set items like OEL or Clef Bomb or one of the ones you're going to see here, this is a fine card to bridge the gap for sure, especially because of the 2 to Distributor. Moving on, we've got the 90 Duncan Keith, 6'1", 192 with 2 to Barrage, 2 to Gladiator. If you can get Barrage on this card, it makes him much more valuable because his slap shot is elite. 89 speed, 89 acceleration. If you have the 2 synergies, obviously getting him into the low 90s is nice. Defensively, body checking is only 87, and he's only 6'1", so it's not like he's dominant, and if you don't have Gladiator activated, it's even lower. However, defensive awareness is great, as is his stick checking. If you have the veteran, the synergy veteran Duncan Keith, I obviously wouldn't look to go in to get this card, and there is a special way to get it, and I don't know if that's valuable at all either, but it's all going to depend on your coin bank and situation, but not a bad card at all, to be honest. And again, same kind of situation as Alec Martinez, just a card that kind of bridges the gap between base items and the master set cards, especially with the 2 to synergies. That's big. And then last of the non-master set items, we've got the 92 Andrei Svechnikov, 2 to Spark, 2 to Magician, with 88 speed. That's a little slow, and again, you could go get the 90 Svechnikov, the Christmas one, if you did have any of the Christmas items. However, his shot is fantastic. You need Distributor on this card, in my opinion. I think that anything lower than 90 at this point is just, again, it's going to be the breakaway speed that you're really going to notice, and that just makes it tough because it allows your opponent to catch up on the rush. However, his deking, puck control, agility, all max, which is awesome with Magician. So, he does have a great build in that sense, but his speed, again, you're going to need Distributor, but most people have that, but still a phenomenal card. All right, on to the master items. We've got the 94 Bobby Ryan with Swarm, Light the Lamp, and Wingman. And right out of the gate, again, these are all fantastic cards. So don't get me wrong when I say that one card isn't very good. It's in context, okay? You have to remember the context here. In this event, Bobby Ryan, I think, might be the worst of the cards to go after. And again, I'm going to do a full rankings video, but he's still max shot, basically. Swarm is still good. Light the Lamp's okay, but Wingman is an important synergy, in my opinion. Anyone that affects acceleration. His hand stats are fantastic. It's 6'2" with 93 body checking, so I'm not going to overthink it. This is a fantastic right-handed winger card. There's just so many really good ones, especially with Lemieux and Lafleur out now. And if you were able to pick up any of the Team of the Years or Kessel, Stamkos. You see where I'm going with this. It's just awfully tough with the lineup that he's got, or Ovechkin. So not a bad card at all. Fantastic one, but a little bit underwhelming in terms of right-handed wingers. And we've got the 94 Teppo Numminen with one to distributor, Gladiator, and Wingman activated on this one. Gladiator doesn't really do too much for this card because everything's basically 99 for it. But Wingman, again, is important. He only has 90 speed, and he's 6'2". Here's the issue. Again, if you're going to spend the coins on a master item, there's Dougie Hamilton, who's 6'6" with the same speed, basically. Or you could go, Makar, who's much faster. Even the 92 Carlson, I think, is a little bit better than this one. So while he's not bad at all, again, I love Teppo Numminen, especially as a Saber. Just not a huge... a huge one to go after again, much like the Bobby Ryan. A lot of competition at the spot that he plays. Then we've got the 94 Jacob Markstrom, and we're going to have a talk about this. Guys, I will never, ever recommend you to get a goaltender, okay? Again, I've said this countless times that goaltender will not win you enough games to make the cost and investment worth it, ever, okay? That being said, the new stat cap system that they introduced for goaltenders this year made big, tall goaltenders less useful because they have 5 stats. I believe it's speed, agility, rebound control, shot recovery, and 5-hole, all capped. So this card should have those 5 stats capped at 78 overall, which makes him a lot slower. It's not going to be as dominant. Master items don't get stat capped. You have a 6'6" monster with 77 aggression and no stat caps. This is like the Zdeno Chara Winter National item last year. It would not surprise me if classic EA NHL, if this card is trash when you use him. But man, there will not be, in my opinion, a better goaltender unless they come out with a master Ben Bishop. But this is it, guys. If you are hut rich or you are looking for some sort of leg up and you've got all of the great cards that you want, this is it, especially because he does have Distributor and Swarm. Balanced isn't huge, but it's not useless. Great card. Moving on to the 94 overall, Anthony Mantha. Distributor, light the lamp, passing playmaker. This is a left-handed, better version of Patrick Laine. If you run into a pro player or any Div 1 guy that really controls the play and doesn't just score off the rush, good luck. You will not be able to get the puck back. I have been talking about this for a while. I promise you this weekend I will be doing a player review of a few of these guys probably, but I will be doing an example and showing you guys how to play with big players and why they are so important in this game. This card is dominant for time on attack players because 99 puck control, 99 balanced. He's 6'5". He's just not losing it. And you combine the fact that his speed isn't terrible at 92 with Distributor, and you can get his acceleration to 93. His shots max, his hand stats are maxed basically. This is unbelievable left-handed card. I did the side-by-side. He is basically the only thing that's going to break him is the workhorse on Draisaitl, but Team of the Year Draisaitl. The 96 Draisaitl is barely better than this Anthony Mantha card. So keep that in mind. That's how good this card actually is. Then we've got the 94 Barclay Goodrow, and as a Sharks fan, it's tough that Barclay Goodrow is the moment that they picked, but this is one of the biggest moments in playoff history, not just Sharks history. So I totally respect the decision here. And outside of that, let's talk about the HUT card. This is basically a 1-inch shorter version of Sean Couturier. So Speedster, great, obviously. Spark is great to have as a synergy, and then Magician, like I said. So if you get Distributor on this card, he's got 94 speed. With a very good shot as well. His hand stats are kind of meh, but with I think this card really needs Magician, in my opinion, just to feel like a little bit, crisper. And 92 on the faceoffs. This is like a slightly worse version of Sean Couturier and should be one of the better centermans in the game. A great card. Moving on to the 94 Cam Fowler. Balanced howitzer shutdown. This is... Just doing this quickly, and again, I will do a best of each position video now that the new events come out. This is right off the top. This is more than likely the second best left-handed defenseman in the game. The only one better is the Team of the Year Hedman. 94 speed before Distributor means that he's basically as fast as Makar. He's got howitzer, so he's got 99 slapshot power. If you can get shutdown activated, he's got 93 accuracy. Acceleration can get to 94. His hand stats are almost max. Like, the only thing that you can, kind of be annoyed about is balanced, but, like, there's people that are trying to activate that. This is a phenomenal left-handed defenseman card. Like I said going into this video, guys, that this event is one of those events that, just like the flashbacks event, almost all of these are among the best of their position. So, great card. Finally, I've been saying this to the developers for 2 years now. There has not been an Islander Master Set player, and then I always use Barzal as an example. And finally, Islanders fans, there you go. You finally got your old legend Master Set. You got Matthew Barzal. Love it. So Spark, Light the Lamp, Gladiator. Let's talk about it briefly. Let's just say you have just Spark activated. Barzal is one of those cards that plays faster than his stats indicate all year long. All of the Barzal cards have played like absolutely just flying down the wings. So with Distributor, 97 speed. Acceleration's 98. His shot is almost max, and if you get Light the Lamp and Gladiator on it, it's basically there. So, unbelievable. 95 body checking, too, with 96 defensive awareness, and 93 stick checking, and then 99 hands. This is one of the better right-handed winger cards. Again, he runs into the same thing as Bobby Ryan. Like, Stamkos, the 93 Stamkos is basically the same card, only Stamkos has better player synergy, so it actually makes him better. And then, like, there's Phil Kessel, who's almost the exact same situation. And then you have Lemieux and Lafleur. So, again, it kind of hurts his value, but don't get it wrong. Like, this is an unbelievable card. And then the last of the Master Set items, before we get into the 95s and then 197, is the 96 Connor McDavid. This card is cracked. Like, 2 to Heart and Soul is okay, whatever. Like, again, you might not have Heart and Soul, and it is the last thing that you should worry about, but he has 2 to it. That doesn't hurt. 2 to Howitzer. Speed's already 99. Agility 99. Acceleration will be 99. His shot is maxed. His hand stats are maxed. And his defensive awareness and stick checking are 95 and 88. This is an incredible card. And then you throw Thief on him. You're close to being able to use him at center. And again, I say that kind of the cutoff now is 87. I wouldn't want to use anything less than that. But, like, if you know the counters and you're strong on faceoffs, this is great. And if you activate Heart and Soul, you can definitely use him at center. Just obviously one of the best cards. Now, he is extremely difficult to obtain, and we'll talk about that as the sets are kind of convoluted, like I said. But yeah, there is, like I said, a 95 version of all these cards out there that you make through sets, and the 97 is the same thing as the 96 McDavid. Like all the other ones, you can upgrade. The 97 I want to show you guys real quick. 3 to Howitzer, Heart and Soul, and Thief. Now, the cost to make them is astronomical, but this is the best card in the game. Like, and it will not be unseated, like, unless there's someone that's slightly bigger. That's it. So, the fact that he can basically activate Thief himself, gets his faceoffs to 91. Then you have Howitzer and Heart and Soul. 3 to Heart and Soul is nuts. 3 to any team-based synergy. So, we'll talk about this in a little bit. Okay, now we got to talk about the sets, and again, this is where it gets kind of convoluted, so I'll do my best to explain everything. So again, we'll go left to right. 50 gold players for an untradeable gold collectible. That doesn't change. Then we'll go here. So 16 gold collectibles will get you a 94 overall choice item. So you won't get to choose the Connor McDavid. You guys have to remember that, okay? You will not get to choose Connor McDavid if you do this. I want to make sure that people know that so they don't, accidentally, be like, oh, I'm going to make Connor McDavid for 16 gold collectibles. That's a solid price. All right. Now, again, that's about 800K in value. So, again, 50,000 coins to make a gold collectible, basically. And it's probably going to be a little bit more just because of what's going on in the market. But yeah, I don't know if I'd recommend doing this one. And you'll find out why in just a sec. Moving on, you've got the 20 gold collectibles for a tradable version. 1,000% do not do this because, again, the untradeable one is a choice pack. You get to choose whatever one you want. So it's not like you're getting stuck with one, like stuck with, let's say, Bobby Ryan. The tradable version, you get a random 94 overall master item. Like, I don't understand this. You don't even get to choose it, but it's tradable. 1,000% miss me with this set. Brutal value. Then we've got the NHL Moments random set required items. So in this event, you're going to see that it's going to require jerseys and certain players and whatnot, just like the other ones have. You trade in 4 gold players, and you will get a random set required item. Again, this kind of sucks. You should be able to choose because basically you could waste tons of gold players trying to get the one you want. I'm not a fan of that at all. Like, I hate having to the gating, the player gating to actually acquire and make these cards. The cost is already so high that doing this is just a super big annoyance. I'm not a fan of this at all, and I hope that they change this format. I think if you trade in 10 gold players, you should be able to choose what set item. So the NHL Moments collectible sets here. So this one is, you're going to earn collectibles much like how you did the objectives in the Style Icons event. So just by playing the game, you will earn these collectibles. And there's a few things that you can do with them. That's what I want to show you here. So you can trade in 8 and you can get 2 packs. Don't do this. Terrible value. These packs always suck. So don't do those at all. Moving on, here's the interesting one. So you can trade in 8 gold collectibles and 8 Moments collectibles and 3 gold collectibles, and you can get Keith or Mateau. You can choose between Keith or Mateau. Again, so these are all free. The value of these is free. It's just by playing the game. It's 150K for Keith or Mateau. I would definitely not do it for Mateau, even though his synergies are nice. I just think he's an expensive, he's a god tier synergy plug. And Keith, like 150K, again, go and look at 150K in the auction house and then compare them, but I don't think I would do that one. Here's the one I want you guys to pay attention to. So the reason why I said don't do the 16 for untradeable is you trade in 8 of the NHL Moment collectibles and 10 gold collectibles, you get to choose a 94 overall master item. The reason why I think that this is huge, okay, and will definitely impact the market, and something I really want to get this out of here and explain to you guys early on in this event. If you are going to buy a card, at least one, do not do it on the auction house and don't spend more than 500K. Because for 500K in value, the 10 gold collectibles at 50,000 coins, and just by playing the game, you can get whatever 94 overall master item you want. So instead of going and spending 700K on a tradable version of the 94, there's no point to that because you don't need to move on from him. Okay, like that, does that make sense? Like, so if you want a Goudreau, I mean, again, Goudreau might be a bad example. Mantha, like, you can't teach size. Like, Mantha is a god-tiered card, and there's no reason to sell him afterwards. The Fowler, like, you don't need to move on from him. He's got endgame stats. So I wanted to get that out there, guys. So I wouldn't be buying any master item for more than 500K. Honestly, I wouldn't. It makes no sense until you want your second one and whatnot. But yeah, I just wouldn't. I would rather just make this first and then move on from there. All right, now let's talk Connor McDavid. So there is a long upgrade path for Connor McDavid. This is a new thing that they are trying out. And obviously it's Connor because he's a very special card and one of the best players in the world. So here's how you start. It is a lengthy process, guys. If you do not have the Connor McDavid base item, okay, if you don't have the base card, and I'll show you again what to do, you're starting fresh, which means you need the Erie Otters logo and 3 gold collectibles just to get the 87, and then you're moving on from there. Okay, so I have the 87 because there's an alternative way to get it, and then you're moving on all the way down the list, guys. And the brutal part here, so to get to get all the way up here, right, where you get the 96 version, the cost is insane. And I love how Freddie Anderson and Morgan Riley are the ones because his moment obviously is that insane goal against the Leafs. And this will get you the 96, okay? And then moving on once again to get the 97, you do it by the collectibles, the NHL Moment collectibles, and then you need 5 gold collectibles to go from 96 to 97. So you're looking at, I believe, 21 gold collectibles to make the 96 alone. That's and that's if you're starting fresh. Okay, if you're starting it, you don't have the McDavid base item, which you will, again, is a trade-in to start it. It's going to take you forever. And then you have to clue in the fact as well to try and get the required items by doing that 4 gold player set. It's going to cost you even more. So there's a very small player base that, can afford that. So now let's talk value. 21 times 50,000 coins. That's, just over $1 million. That's definitely worth it because again, that's what the team of the year items went for, and I would rather have this 96 McDavid over all the team of the year items, except for maybe Draisaitl, and then obviously the 97. So if you can get the 97, it's incredible. Like 3 to those synergies is insane, but that is how you do that. After that, they've got a set for each of the 94s, and I will say it's not all that expensive. Again, 3 gold collectibles, so 150K to go up from 94 to 95, isn't bad, to be honest with you. Like I think that's okay, and it does really help some of the other cards like Goudreau. Goudreau specifically, his faceoffs go up a lot higher, or I believe they go up by 2. It's a pretty good one. But again, it's going to require 3 gold collectibles and a bunch of players that are going to be very tough to get, so you got to do that set. Here's the other thing. If you have the 88 duo, you can skip the 87 and the 88, which is great, which you should do, and try to make it. And then lastly, if you have an 87 Connor McDavid, you could turn him into the Erie Otters one and skip the first one that requires 3 gold collectibles. So a lot going on there, guys. I know it was pretty confusing, but I hope that helps in terms of the sets. Again, it is a lot going on. And again, here you can see, we'll show you the objectives now. Down here, so the NHL moments, these are only here for 2 weeks. So it's not like the Style Icons event where it's here for forever. All of these, by just playing the game, will get you the 8 collectibles required, which I think is great, which is how it should be done. Instead of just, grinding out offline challenges, there is some required, but it's not the entire thing, which I do like a lot more. I also would like to point out in the offline challenges you can get, by doing these, you do get the, you can get a bunch of different things, but the NHL Moments random set required item is actually kind of nice. You can get a few of them, and again, that's if you're trying to upgrade them. Obviously it's annoying because you're not going to be able to buy any of these. They're immediately going to be sold, which is what I can't stand. I think they should just take the cap off, like the 5K cap on the smaller stuff, and just let it go and then let the market decide what it is, but obviously that's not happening. But then let's check out the store real quick, last thing. And so here we go. So we got the 3 packs. The first one is the NHL Moments pack, a gold collectible and a guaranteed 82 plus item. The 82 plus item will probably be an 82 base item, so that sucks. So you're looking at 65,000 coins to get a gold collectible. I don't think it's a value. I don't, because you can get a gold collectible for cheaper by just buying, gold players on the market for like sometimes they go under 1,000. But I don't think it's the guaranteed 82 plus. Like, I haven't seen huge hits on it. These two, never do these ones. They're just not value. The only ones that are out right now, guys, are the Jumbo Elites. If you're going to spend money, buy the Jumbo Elites and then stop. And then wait for tomorrow's refresh of packs or Mondays or whatever they are. That's the way that you want to do the packs. All right, guys, so that is going to do it for the content today. The last thing I do want to mention is that all of the master items can be pulled in packs in the auction house, like Connor McDavid, all of that. But again, like I said, because you can make them for cheaper by just playing the game and getting all those event collectibles, just be careful. I don't want you to overspend on some of these, but I will have a rankings video tomorrow, break down all of the master items and if I think they're worth it or not. And again, I think that it is much cheaper to acquire the 95s in this event, which I think is awesome. But we'll talk about that then. Guys, don't forget, please subscribe to the channel for daily NHL content. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one, guys.